respect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the New Orleans Saints. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Yellow lady, yellow lady. Son got man. Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Check. Walk 54. I got you.
On 2nd and 9, Breeze. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Seahawks have recovered. Of course, they have the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Baby, shame, baby.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
He's coming. We got double up. Good luck for signals. Kill.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Good. Motion. 4-7's the mic. 4-7's the mic. 25. Hey, switch gears.
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
It's 3rd down and 12.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. From the shotgun, Wilson. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
About 15 cents.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. He's checking. Easy.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Heck of a move.
Man.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 33-yard line.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Get in the right room. Check.
Breeze now. And Cook has it left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Jared Cook is a guy who's been around the NFL. He's been with the Titans, the Rams, the Packers, and the last 2 years in Oakland. Now he makes a move to the Big Easy, where he pairs with Drew Brees and forms a nice little threat.
Lady, yellow lady.
On first and 10, here's Brees. And complete right side to Cook. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to put that first down.
This is caught at the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a gain of 34.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game.
Break it down, fellas. Break it down.
Into the red zone. It's Brees. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now, Brees again. His pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence.
Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. He will find the rookie from Ole Miss. That's DK Metcalf. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18.
44, Mike, 44. Oh, you get on the headache.
Here's Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams.
Well, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
A reminder, coming up later tonight, a lot of buzz about this game. The Browns, they've been doing some travel. Back-to-back primetime games for them. Monday night they were in New York. Now the Browns head to Los Angeles to take on the NFC champs, Browns and Rams. An 8:20 kickoff Eastern time, 5:20 in California.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. There for the tackle, Jacob Martin.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Ready. Yellow waiting. Check right 54. Right 54.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Now they'll throw with Breeze. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately. I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And he loses the football a second time. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was that 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration, you'll hear those words on the bench in a big way right now.
Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. And now Wilson unhappy with something he saw there as he's going to burn a timeout. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's complete to his tight end. This is Lance Kendricks. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at third down here. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Shotgun now for Breeze. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to weigh to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Well, nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10.
At their own 42-yard line.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Sammy, bravo. 50 seconds to Mike. 50 seconds to Mike. I don't think you got it.
To throw, it's Breeze. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, it's Breeze. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Ready. We're waiting. 57. We ain't giving them nothing to do. Check nickel. Spot. No. Over. Kill.
On 1st down, Breeze. To the right side and complete to Thomas. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on 2nd down, Breeze. He's going to look deep down the field. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. Left side complete to Lockett. So plenty of action on the field, but no action right now on the scoreboard, at least as of yet. 0-0 is our score. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. After a rare scoreless first half, these teams now just looking for something as the second half gets underway. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 24. Throwing is Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Now it's Carson. And an alley to run. Now Carson fumbles the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
I'm going to run. Kill. Check 25.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Breeze. Flush to his right. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. He was trying to get it to his running back, Alvin Kamara. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Ready. 95-56. Here we go again. Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down.
To throw is Breeze. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. Smith catches left side. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And Lutz puts this one through. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. Well, some good news, partner. We will not have a scoreless tie as we finally get our first points of the contest here in quarter 3.
Yeah, just a field goal, but with the way those defenses rolled in the first half, that could be a big 3-point play right there, couldn't it?
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Rush in.
Here's Wilson to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Trey Hendrickson just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
19. 4-7's the mic. 4-7's the mic.
Another try after the first down sack. Wilson, and he fires one incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. 3rd down here. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 17.
36 power.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 11. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Tackle made by Rasheem Green.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got the artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
You're good, you're good. I'm full, ready.
Here's Breeze. Trying to lay one up deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, from what we've seen thus far, this is not a formula for winning football. When you have more turnovers than points scored, that's a tough way to try and win a game.
What? 315. Go. Go. Hatchet. Hatchet. Good guys, 4 down, 4 down. Mike's 47. Mike's 41. West. I'm going from back to you. I'm going from back.
A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Check Mike 47. Check Mike 47. Hey. Check 24. Check 24. 14.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson is complete to Lockett. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 16 yards, a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. Tyler Lockett. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Sammy!
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Ballooning and a big loss here as he's taken down. The sack there by Rasheem Green.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
If there's any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Breeze going to throw. Looking long for Thomas. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Now it's Lockett. "21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. So first and 10 now from the 30.
Check 37. Check 37.
To throw is Wilson. Flushed out right. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
They're backed up here with a first and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Now a give, right side. Carson. Demario Davis, who was the Saints' leading tackler in his first year in New Orleans, in on the stop. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Throwing on second and long. Wilson. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Jennings was the one he was looking for. Drew Brees, 6 fourth-quarter comebacks a season ago, and that led the NFL. He'll try to deliver another one. So after the INT, it's Brees. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Throwing now is Brees. Going for the deep ball. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. It was Jaron Reed who got him down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Now Brees. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here.
Let him. 57's the mic. Rock 57. Hey, Zoom. 57's the mic. 57's the mic.
You ain't got nothing.
Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down.
Here's Breeze to throw. And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, easy. Switch. Hey, check Mike 33. Check Mike 33. Check. Mike, check 33. 13. Oh, you got D? Hey, check Mike 33. You're good. Mike 4.
The Saints do snap it. It's Breeze. And no, it's incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
Mike's 47. Defense wins championships, baby.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
What? Mike 47. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Check 50. Hey, guys, listen.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Sliding out of the pocket. And avoids the contact by sliding. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Check right 47. Let's go, D.
On 2nd down, it's Carson. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now a timeout taken here defensively with 2:07 remaining. So they'll also have the stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Seahawks on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. On third down, Carson. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They run it with Carson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. That's a gain of 4 here in the fourth quarter, with them leading by 4 on the scoreboard.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. On second down now, it's Carson, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Seahawks on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Let's go, 56. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
On third down, Carson. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Ready. Yellow waiting. Check. 55 to Mike. Watch the run. Alert 3. Sammy. Come on.
Breeze to throw. And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds. 19 left. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Traquan Smith, the intended receiver, and that'll make it third down.
Third down and 10 yards to go.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jaron Reed in there to make the sack on what will be the final act in this ball game. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it, because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for the Seahawks, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.